All right. A man is real, not made of steel. Good morning. Googy Morning. That's the name of the show. Googy Morning. Hello. Thank you for being here. Wow, what a beautiful morning. Look at this new space. Look, we have Hex in my space, texting. Got my old photo of Vacation Jason. Look at this. Welcome to my new space. Welcome to Googy Morning. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in even after I wasn't here last week. Means a lot. Okay, we have a lot to get to today. This is going to be a big leap forward for Googy Morning episodes. I am an athlete now. Sometimes I do athletic things. I wasn't an athlete before, but now officially I'm calling it. I'm an athlete. Today I'm running the 5kDEVO. It's the 5K race hosted by one of my favorite bands, Devo. They sent me a shirt. They sent me a number, 935. Sent me a sticker. Oh, I dropped it. It's all the way over there now. And if I complete the race, maybe even if I don't complete the race, I might get a medal too. Duty now for the future. That's what this race is about. Duty now, Googy now for the future. I'm excited. I'm pumped. I've never run a race before. I don't expect to win. It's a virtual race, by the way, which means I can run it anywhere, submit my time. If I believe that I am within like the top 5 race times, and then I could win. If I'm in the top 5, I could win an official Devo Energy Dome with COVID face shield attached. That's what they're giving away this year because it's a virtual race because of COVID. I'm not alone in this race because I needed some help. Even though, the greatest athletes in the world need help. LeBron James has a coach. Roger Federer has a coach. I have a coach. I haven't talked to him pretty much at all. But anytime I have a question or a thought about running, I talk to my running expert, JD Amato. He is here today. He is a runner.
Hey, Riles.
What's up, JD?
I like how the 2 athletes you could pull were LeBron James and Roger Federer.
Serena Williams.
But I like how it's basketball and tennis.
Usain Bolt. He is a coach, I bet.
He does.
Do you know his coach's name?
Usain Bolt. Well, so Usain Bolt ran for the Jamaican sprinting team, which they've had a lot of turnover because there was some doping issues in the past. And then Usain Bolt had a private coaching team as well. I don't remember his name though.
Okay. Would you be okay with me doping before the race?
I mean, honestly, yeah. I think it'd be sort of funny if you doped for a Devo 5K.
Now I wanted to get your listen.
Because doping's not like a Nintendo power-up that you take and run faster. It's a way actually to make training harder on yourself to receive more benefits from it. So
doping today wouldn't
help you. It would make it much worse.
No doping today, fine. But I did want to ask you about this. 5Ks are notoriously one of the most grueling and punishing races out there.
Where are you getting this information from?
It's when you're an elite runner, you run that's like synonymous with 5Ks. It's 3.1 miles of pure adrenaline-fueled hellacious punishment.
Sure. I mean, so 5K, that's the distance that you usually run in high school when you're a high school runner.
Mm-hmm.
And on the elite level, the 5K is basically at that level, it's like the race between like, I would say like middle distance. I mean, the terms of everything sort of have become ambiguous because of.
There's some
but
debate. There's like some wiggle room.
Sure, exactly. But at the elite level, if you're running like a 1500, you are flying fast, and 5,000 obviously is a much longer distance, but they're still running so fast that I feel like you could almost consider it middle distance these days. But yeah, it's a rough race. It's the second longest race on the track, and people do not like running 5Ks and definitely not 10Ks on the track just because it's sort of mind numbing. But 5Ks are most attributed to like high school cross country. And so I think there's a lot of nostalgia for the 5Ks a distance. Most fun runs and turkey trots and things like that are 5K because it's a nice even distance that can be a challenge for people who are beginners and a
challenge for people who are experts and elite athletes as well.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I'm curious about your running history, Riley.
All right. Well, I began I was forced to run in high school. We would run the mile weekly, and I hated it, and I could barely keep running the whole time. And oftentimes, my hatred for running would pour over into a self-hatred.
Sure.
And so I pretty much resisted running at all.
Right.
Except for like when I had to, when I was late for an improv comedy show or something. Or if like I had to eat some hot ramen to go while also running to an improv show. That's usually when I would run. Thank you, Andrew from Philly. Okay. And then I need something to exercise my heart and my body. So, and there's this beautiful track at Astoria Park that I live near. So it's a kind of gotten into conditioning myself to like running a little bit more and to recognize when I'm making progress. And then I was on Twitter avoiding doing a run, and Devo posted about the Devo 5K, and I was like, well, this is a sign. Signed up for it on the spot, and then I found a way to train for a 5K by just like tracking my mileage every day and when to rest and when to add more. And now we're here.
And because you've been talking to me about this for the past maybe, or at least I first heard about you starting to run in the past like 4 months. Is that accurate? Or a little longer?
It's been an on again, off again thing. I know I've talked to you about running in the past years, but I think like the last 4 months, I've kind of been on a schedule of gearing up for a 5K.
So what's your normal week look like? Like what's your mileage look like? What has been your training pattern?
Run a mile, next day rest. Next day run 1.25, and then rest. And then probably go back down to a mile. And then I was like so incrementally building up by a quarter mile every other day. Right. And then my training kind of fell off. Spent a week not running. And then I would just practice running just a mile, seeing if I can get my mile time down.
Right.
Then I got back on the incrementally building, and I watched a YouTube video about running technique. I've been engaging my calves a lot more. I've been using my hamstrings a lot more. I've been focusing more on like throwing my legs back and landing with my feet under me rather than like leaping forward and pulling myself. I'm now pushing myself rather than pulling myself, which is
great. What's the most mileage you've put on? What's the longest distance you've run on one day, or what's the most weekly mileage you've done?
I think there was a point where I was running where my practice was like, oh yeah, I can competently run 2 miles at a time. So I was doing like 6 miles a week.
Great.
And then my training, I've fallen off a couple times with my consistency, but then getting back consistent, I was like, I'm going to run 2 miles today. And it had been a while since I did that. I gave up after 1 mile, walked around the park, decided I'm going to run another mile, and then ran another mile on the track, which felt really good. So that's running for me, is trying to learn how to enjoy it, stay consistent.
Sure. So you haven't run a 5K straight yet? I
have. I ran one time, and then that's where my training fell off. It's like, I already did it before the day of the race. I don't need to. I didn't say this in my head, but subconsciously I was like, the goal has been met.
Right.
But then I needed an idea for today's show, and I was like, well, it falls right on the day of the race. I got to run the race on the show.
That's great. And broke physics. My take on heel strikes is, I think you have to find the foot strike pattern and the form that works for you. I think heel striking a lot of times is a symptom of people that are overreaching, and so they're putting on the brakes a little bit, and so you're going to cause some injuries a lot of times. But that more has to do with where your strike pattern is in terms of your sort of lateral position, as opposed to heel striking. Heel striking isn't a bad thing as long as you're striking directly under your hips. I think there's a misnomer that heel striking is bad, but it's not. It's actually planting in front of your hips is what's bad. And heel striking versus midfoot or forefoot striking is like it really depends on your sort of musculature and skeletal system and what works. And Broke Physics says, I don't heel strike, but my shins get so sore. Well, you should do some toe taps. You got a little bit of shin splints going on, Broke Physics. Do those toe taps, and that'll help you out in a big way. And a lot of times too, if you work on your calf and hamstring and Achilles flexibility and your calf strength, and that can also help with shin splints.
I've been doing like as a warm up, I will just like using only my ankles. I will like just jump up and down and do like a little pogo hop. Is that good or bad for my calves?
That's not bad. I could teach you how to do actual calf exercises. What I would be excited to do, which I've sort of put out there before, but it feels a little oppressive, and I think you've been reticent to do it as you've put your but I would be more than happy to like work with you through your beginning running stages and work on form and give you some exercises.
That'd be amazing.
And then I've got my sort of surprise thing that I think I'll bring on once our 2 becomes 3 to talk about. But
okay, I think now's a great time. I
right.
didn't just want to talk to a running expert, because that's only I was almost done with running until this became a Devo 5K. So I wanted to get some opinions and some words of wisdom from a Devo expert as well.
And also a runner.
So this is a big get. We got Mikey Erg, Devo expert, on the show.
Good morning, Spuds.
What is up, Mikey Erg?
Googy Morning, Spuds.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm great now. I'm like, I drank one sip of coffee. I'm psyched.
I'm so jealous that I let the Devo 5K registration pass me by, and I didn't.
Sure.
I always wanted to do it because in normal times they do it. You run around Akron. It's in Akron, and you and they have like. Devo tribute bands play, and like it's a whole thing, and I've always wanted to be a part of it, and I just never been around or never got myself out there. But this is very cool that you're doing this today.
Feels good. What is it? I don't think there's any other band that would motivate me to run like this. Do you think there's something to their music that makes you want to run?
Well, it's definitely. I mean, they're all of their all of their music has like a very it's great music to run to actually because it's very mechanical, but like it you get into a good pace. They don't really have any ballads.
That's true.
It's good music to run to. It's good motivation to like they're all about changing the world for the better, and I feel like that's when I got into running. It was just like I need something to make me feel good every day. That I feel like I'm doing something, and that was one of my motivations to start running when I did. And Devo's music does that for me as well. It makes me feel better when I listen to it.
Absolutely. Did you know? I don't actually know if this is true, but I'm going to believe it, even though it's a weird fact. Or maybe it's not a fact. I don't know. The most played song on George W. Bush's iPod is Whip It.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. I wonder, I don't know that Devo would be very into that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, that seems like something Devo wouldn't be happy about.
Yeah. But yeah, George W. Bush,
Though
he's a runner.
That's
you can say a lot about him.
Hey, that's cool.
Okay, so here's a hot take that I saved for the stream here that I want to hear Mikey and Riley, your reaction to this. I think it is bad to run to music. I never run to music myself. If I am going to be bored while running, I will listen to a podcast. But I think music is tough because you accidentally start running to the beat and it can mess up your whole run because you get jacked up because you're listening to a song that you really like and suddenly you're like, uh-oh, I picked up the pace a little bit. And then like a slow song hits or something hits. And it's like, it just messes with your rhythm.
I have a couple of thoughts on this. First of all, I want you to know, JD, this is the same opinion that Louis C.K. has about running. So you're in a bad boat.
Okay, that was a bummer to hear.
So start listening to music, my friend. But I've started listening to a running playlist that Spotify makes, where it organizes music by BPM. So it keeps me at a good pace and there's no chance of like a slow song messing me up.
Mikey, are you a music runner? Mikey, here's something many people don't know. Mikey runs a lot. Yeah, you're a big runner.
I am. Pretty much every day since 2012 or 13, I think I started. And it's rare that I miss a day. When I first started running, I would listen to music. I would pick like, I'd listen to like, Pantera or Megadeth or like, I'd pick some like aggro shit to run to or like some, punk rock. But then I just like a few years after I started running, I just like I just abandoned it. And now I only want to listen to people talking to me when I'm running.
Yeah.
So now, it's exclusively like Howard Stern or podcasts whenever I'm running now, for the last few years.
Yeah.
And there was no real like
in here.
But I didn't have this is messing up my run by listening to suicidal tendencies. But I just decided that I didn't want. I think maybe I just wanted to be a little more, because if you're listening to podcasts, you can be a little more present in like your surroundings.
Yeah.
That might have had I don't really know why I did it, but I just got into that habit of only listening to podcasts.
Well, I feel like a good long run is really meditative, and music, music drives your emotions. It's hard to listen to music and not feel something. And I feel like it's hard to get into that purely meditative state. And weirdly, I think it's easier to get into that when it's a podcast or something where you can sort of like transport that part of your brain to this conversation, and then your body and everything that is in its own capsule in a way that I think is interesting. And I think that's why I like running with people, is because obviously you have no music or anything like that. And so it becomes this really meditative sort of connective experience where, you know.
Yeah. When I used to tour, when I would tour Europe solo, I went with this, the guy who booked it / the guy who would drive me around and be my like kind of road manager guy. It was this guy, Casper, and he was a runner and fitness guy. So it was perfect for me because I didn't have to fuck up my routine by going on tour.
Right.
We would get up every morning and we'd do at least a 10K. And every once in a while, like over the course of a 2-month tour, I think we did like 3 or 4 15Ks, which I've never done since because I just don't like. It's so hard to motivate yourself to do that long of a run.
Right.
But when I was there with him, and we would just talk for an hour and a half while we were running, and it was like it was awesome. And then I felt so good after doing a 15K. But like, I feel like I would need to be with someone or to have someone there motivating me to do that much. Because I love running, but it's like after 10K, I'm just like, okay, I'm done. I'm done for the day.
So that transitions me into a challenge that I have. Not even a challenge. It's a dream that I have. So viewer listeners right now may not realize that Mikey, Riley, and I have many things in common. We've worked together. We like many of the same things. We're all here on this stream together. We also all run. And beyond that, we also all live in Astoria, Queens. And I am a member of the Astoria, Queens running club, the Hellgate Roadrunners, which is, a group of people that we train together, we race together, good group of people, really nice people. Straight up doxed. Yeah, we live in Astoria, Queens. Riley and I also can see each other from our respective properties.
Not anymore. I live in a different apartment.
Oh, right.
Now.
Yeah, and my building's being sold, and so I probably won't have access to my backyard ever again. I think you guys should come join the Hellgate Roadrunners. Come run with us. I think it's been such a huge structured thing in my life to have a group of people that are just my running friends who you just go on runs and you have someone to go on. Like, it's so hard to get up the guts to go on super long runs or things like that on your own, and just having other people around feels so good.
I have been invited to join by you before. I kind of cowardly turned it down, or just kind of like non-committally was like, maybe. But I've been waiting to just get this first 5K done. It's been my own personal crusade. And then, let's do it. I'll join.
I love it.
I'm down.
And we do a hill workout on Monday nights. On Wednesday nights, we do like a track or a speed workout. On Thursday nights, we do a sort of cool down run. And on Saturdays, we do long runs in the mornings. And during the week, it's 7:30 in the evening. And it's you don't have to come every time. You can come when you have time or when you're feeling like it. And there's a whole range of abilities. So it's not like you're going to go and get left in the dust, nor is it like you're going to go and be like, like, I wish I had people that were more at my level. Like, it's just a fun, kind group of people.
I like running in the morning, though. Maybe I'll just do the Saturday.
You could do the Saturday. There's also people that meet up at 6:30 a.m. on those days in the mornings and do morning versions of those workouts.
Maybe I'll do that. Yeah. Okay.
And if anyone in the chat, if you guys are in Astoria or Queens or any, you're welcome to come on out.
Yeah, that sounds great because I'm looking for more of like, because now I just do like 10Ks every day, and I feel like that's just kind of not even really doing anything anymore. I mean, it is, but like, I feel like I need to break up that routine. Yeah, with something.
Absolutely.
But still, the 5K is one of the hardest races. It's still,
It was funny when you first came on and you're saying that. if I get up and I only do a 5K, I consider that I didn't run today.
Well,
Yeah. Also, Riley, I have a bit of a surprise for you about your day.
he's gonna put Tiger Balm in my shorts.
No. I think by the end of today, you're going to end up running about 4.5 miles total.
Okay.
Because we're gonna do a little warm up jog to get to the track, nice and easy.
Well, no, we're not. We got Hex here. We're gonna stream the. Oh, look, he's even got this thing on a stick, man.
Okay, but I guess Hex can't jog with. All right, we'll walk then. Okay, it's good to warm up usually though.
Well, yeah, we'll warm up at the park or something, right?
Okay.
I don't know.
You're good. Here's a question for you guys. When was peak Devo?
Ooh.
When was Devo at its most Devo?
84?
By what do you mean its most Devo?
I feel like every band has a period of time where you're like, this was like when their internal mana energy was vibrating at the level that is most central to who and what they are.
I feel like I feel like the first two records, Are We Not Men and Duty Now for the Future, is when they were like, I mean, their earlier stuff, the hardcore Devo stuff, which is the pre-major label stuff, is also very Devo. But so those first two records are when they were, just this weird kind of art rock band putting out these records on a major label, and then Whip It happened, and they became like the men with the flower pots and the but like in a way that's Devo. Like they never meant to be like this commercial band, and then they just became this huge phenomenon.
Right.
Because they like really embraced the commercial aspect of it, and that kind of added this whole other layer to their mission statement. Yeah,
and then the argument could be made that was peak Devo, the Freedom of Choice record.
Now, do you find that there's an era of Devo that people don't appreciate, or there's like secret stuff where you're like, hey, you should really check this out if you really want to get into Devo?
I feel like there are like the last two Warner records, specifically the last one, Shout, doesn't really get much love, and then they made two records for Enigma, I believe, like an independent label, Total Devo and Smooth Noodle Maps, and those are pretty regarded as not great. But there's good things on all of those records, but definitely their classic, first few records are the ones that are like totally mind blowing. And then they're one of those bands that like their last record, Something for Everybody, is phenomenal. Like they somehow came back and made one of their best records. I
love that. Yeah, when like a band or a musician is like, everyone's like, yeah, I don't know about the new stuff, and then something like an album comes out where you're like, they still got it.
Yeah, it's like it's just as classic as those early records. It's phenomenal. And now we live in a world where, I mean, they predicted
everything.
So now is the perfect time for Devo.
With that said, I mean, we're at 11:30. This is kind of when I wanted to run.
Well, here, Riley, I got some specific questions about this run.
Okay.
What pace are you looking to run at? What mile pace are we looking at here?
I would be happy with an overall like 35 minutes, 30-second 5K. So what is that per mile?
Like 11:30.
Oh, that's pretty generous. Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah. because I think my fastest mile ever is like 8 minutes and 55 seconds.
Okay. So we'll try to keep you around the 10 to 11 minute range.
Okay. Oh, we also have fan art from Goop Goop.
Hey, that's exciting.
There I am.
There he is.
It's yeah, that's okay.
Now, Mikey, are you going to come run with us too?
I'm gonna come down. Yeah.
Oh, we're getting some running going. Here's my challenge to everyone watching right now. I think that it would be great and healthy, and I think you should take what's the hashtag for this, Riley?
I think it's Googy Run.
Googy Run. I think you should all have a little Googy Run this morning. And here's how I always recommend people do their first ever run. Number one, don't worry about distance or speed. Just worry about the amount of time that you're doing it. Okay? And I would say start with 20 minutes. And 20 minutes just means run 10 minutes in one direction and then run back. You can go as slow as you want. Just make sure that you're just jogging. Even if it's like the slowest jog ever, just get 20 minutes in. And 20 minutes, you'll start to feel a little good. And you'll start to feel it. It's the first time you're running, it's going to feel hard and tough, but you'll start feeling a little bit good by the end of it. And then that can maybe lead to the next day, run it again, and maybe upping it to 30 minutes. But I would love everyone to get out there, use that hashtag Googy Run, and just get a run in. Even if you haven't run in years and years and years, and you're like, I can't run, just throw some shoes on, throw something on that's active, get out there, get 20 minutes of running in. Even if you can only muster 15, do 15, but try to do 20. 10 minutes out, 10 minutes back, easy peasy. Do this in solidarity with Riley and with Devo.
Thank you, JD.
And if you have knee issues, I see that. If you have knee issues, if you have a bike, hop on that bike. If you're near water, get a little swim in. If none of the above, go for a nice walk. If you're doing a walk, I would say, increase that time. If even that isn't a thing, find something you can do for 20 minutes. Just do 20 minutes of activity.
Maybe hold your breath. Or
get some yoga and get some stretching.
Yeah, that's good. That's better. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, everyone. You think you're going to make it without exercise? You're a fool. You're fooling yourself. I tried it. It didn't work out. I'm digging myself out of it hurts to move. You got to move. All right. I don't know what I'm doing.
Moving is good.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw to a video that we have prepared, and then JD, I'll meet you outside of my place, and then we'll go.
Yeah, and then Mikey, we'll meet you at the track.
I'll see you at the park. Yeah.
This is awesome.
Perfect.
All right. So, as people who watch my show know, in 2011, I smoked weed on Christmas, all alone, and then I made some videos about it. This is Riley Soliner, High on Christmas 2011.
Good morning, Googy fans. This is your producer, Jess. Looks like there was no audio in that video. Hi, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your Googy Morning experience. Right now, we're going to go over some fun things that you can get if you support the show. Remember, there's a button down below. It's actually above you if you're looking at PlanetScum.live to support the show. $5 gets you a Principal Space Noodle coloring book. Show you a picture of that. 12 PDFs for $5. Get out of here. $7, Claude and Vacation Jason sticker duo. Look at that. Riley would be disappointed if I didn't mention that that Vacation Jason sticker says vacation on it 3 times. Of course, a handmade postcard for $20. Lots of you have been getting those. If you want to tweet those out, show us pictures of what you've been getting. Encourage other people to support the show. I know Riley would appreciate it. And then for $1,500, we're watching The Irishman. Doesn't get more fun than that. Thanks, everyone, in the comments. See, we're excited today about supporting the show. Let's take a look at the park map where Riley's going to be running today. Now, let me know in the comments if you think he'll be turning right or left as he goes along this track. Will he be going in a clockwise or counterclockwise running position? It doesn't look like Riley's ready quite yet, so yeah. This is a fancy track. I will say that I'm a little worried for Riley. JD seems very serious about this. Clockwise, counterclockwise. All right. I'd say place your bets, but this isn't Martin's show. Let's check in with Hex and see if we got any footage we can show you.
That's a little bit of a hike. A little bit. Okay.
Oh, okay. Hey, wow, we're really doing this. We're here. We're live. So yeah, what the walk is going to take maybe what? 15 to 20 minutes?
No way.
No, we're going to
It's like
walk.
a 10-minute walk.
Okay, we're going to walk faster.
JD got long legs, though.
JD's got long legs. I also have long legs. Where's the new frontier for Googy Morning?
It's a little brisk out today.
Yeah, it's cold.
It's about 52, I would say.
I'm wearing a shirt that is meant to keep me cool, and it's keeping me very frosty right now.
Maybe we cross the street, get in the sunlight.
Maybe.
We're here at the beautiful bike lane in Astoria.
Shout out to all the progressive politicians that made this bike lane possible. Oh, now JD, you normally run to the park and then run some more.
Yeah, so you should usually get a warm-up in. So obviously people talk about stretching is a big part of getting ready. A lot of recent study, though, shows that actually stretching is less important than a good dynamic warm-up. And a dynamic warm-up is just something that is stretching your muscles through activity. Static stretching isn't as helpful as everyone once thought it was.
Damn, that's like my favorite thing to do before a run.
It's not bad for you. It's not bad, but there's just a limit to what you can get out of it. Getting good dynamic warm-up where you're getting your muscles, everything moving is actually more important than doing a ton of static stretching. So when I do a run, I like to do a little warm-up where you jog, do this, do some of that. And then when you get there, you do sprint drills or form drills and stuff like that. That'll get everything moving and grooving. And that'll get you warm. And then you do your workout, and then that means that you start and you're ready to go, as opposed to like in the middle of your workout, like feeling yourself getting loose and warm.
You stretch after you run?
Yes, stretching after you run is really important. Because when you're running, you're tearing little muscle fibers and, inflaming different parts of your muscles and tendons and everything. And so when you stretch them out, you're sort of setting those muscle fibers that are regrowing, you're setting them in a formation that will grow better.
They're expanded, they're stretched. Oh,
Yeah. You want everything to grow together nice and flat massage as opposed to spaghetti intense. It's a beautiful day out
It
though.
actually is. It's very clear. I'm enjoying it. It's so good.
And
Oh, this all of a sudden feels like, well, you know, like this was something I was doing kind of quietly by myself. And I thought I was going to keep it to myself, but running just kind of becomes something you talk about.
Right.
And then now I have you here. I have the show here. Elena's back there. Mikey's meeting us at the park. Hex is here. I really have to do this now.
but you're gonna do it. You're
I know
gonna be fine.
I'm gonna do it, but you know, I ran a mile. I think I ran a mile and a half on Wednesday. Oh, okay. Hi, Shadman. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't run in the past 2 days as a way to like rest up for this run. But
You don't need to do that.
I don't know. I mean, that's what the schedule online told me to do. It told
Sure.
me to run and then rest 2 days before the actual 5K.
Yeah. Now you're not trying to run your fastest 5K ever, are you?
No, I'm trying.
I mean, are we trying to push you today?
I'm
Or
trying.
are we just trying to finish?
I'm trying to meet my time for the only other 5K I've ever run, which was like 35 minutes and like 25 seconds.
Okay.
So if we can run it faster than that, sure, that would be an achievement. But really, I think finishing it all would be an achievement. But maybe I'm selling myself short. Maybe I'll do great. I don't know.
What if we tried to get you under 30 minutes?
That's, I don't know. I don't know.
Like if we ran at like 9:50 pace.
I don't know. I don't know if I can do that.
Okay.
I really,
All right, we'll feel it out.
All right. Oh, yeah, I'll do it. I can do that.
I think if you start running with a group,
Yeah.
you're going to find real quickly that the bounds of what you think are possible or within your reach are actually much wider than you thought.
Well, yeah, that's kind of been the thing about my self-discovery with running in general is that I never thought I would enjoy it at all enough to do it on the show or like share it.
Right.
But slowly I've come around to enjoying it enough to like looking forward to a mile run or something like that. So, I mean, oh damn it, we stepped in some dog shit, but it's okay.
Planet Scum owes Hex some new shoes.
I know. I feel bad.
I
feel bad.
Here's the thing that I think. There is a fictional division that I think we've culturally created between creativity and athletics.
Should we try? Carson?
Yeah, I can.
You know, yeah.
And I think it is sort of bunk, as someone who grew up in the athletic universe and also
Wow.
now lives in the creative universe, I find that they both feed each other. And one of the things that I think is particularly important about having some dabbling in athletics or even just physicality is
There's a guy running right there.
listen, it's like Men in Black. Once you notice, you see everybody's out here doing it. But one of the things that you get from athletics, sports, just putting yourself out there physically is you realize you have a lot more inside you than you think.
Yeah.
And when you push yourself to that sort of limit, you realize you can really surprise yourself as to what you got in the tank. And it's more than you think sometimes.
I have had a couple mental breakthroughs while running, which feel like, even though it doesn't happen constantly, those small moments have been enough to like motivate me to do more of it because
Right.
it just feels so good and it doesn't really come from anywhere else.
And I wish your first like organized, quote unquote race or run like this was a more normal setting where you had people watching and cheering and finish line and the start, and you see all the other runners, because you end up overachieving, and that sense of community is such a strong feeling. But we're gonna get a little bit of that.
Get a little bit of that. I mean,
get a little bit of that.
Goop Goop's fan art was certainly motivating. It was good to see me with a beard again.
If you're not going to do it for me or Mikey or your wife,
do it for Goop Goop. I was gonna get to you and Mikey. I was gonna mention.
No, I'm kidding.
I know. I've also this sounds so minuscule, but one creative breakthrough I've had while running is just figuring out where to look.
Sure.
Because I would be very strict about just staying, like either, I don't know, looking straight ahead, or I don't know, but especially the fall now, I've been looking at the trees when I run.
Yeah, and a good rule of thumb when you're running is to sort of look at the horizon line, not only because you're then mentally going like, oh, that's where I'm going, but it keeps your chin up, which then will keep your back straight and your hips forward. And a lot of people will look down, and then that brings their hips back and makes them hunch over. So try to keep your chin up, looking at the horizon is always a good way to go. And one of the great things about running is being able to just like look around and take in the world as you're running by.
Yeah. Oh my God, and the trees look so great right now.
Oh, so beautiful. Heck's getting some Terrence Malick-esque shots. Hand going through the leaves. Also, we got to give a shout out to Heck right now.
Yeah.
He is multitasking on a level that requires a lot of expertise.
This is really impressive. Came all the way to my place. Came all the way to Astoria this morning just to be here to film this run. We didn't.
And he's filming, walking, avoiding stuff on the ground, and avoiding people that are walking by. Want to try to make this cross here?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's so cool that Mikey's going to be here too.
Yeah, Mikey's a big runner. I always run into Mikey running around Astoria Park.
Now,
who would have thought? Running is punk rock.
It's like the most punk rock action. You don't need anything. When I told you that I was going to be running on the track, you sounded disappointed.
Well, I feel like one of the joys of running is being able to go on little adventures. Like when I do my long runs, I'll run to the park, meet up with everybody, and then we run down the water, past Socrates Park to Roosevelt Island, get on the island, do a lap of the island, then I'll go down to Greenpoint and then run back.
It's crazy.
But it's like a little adventure.
Yeah.
You get to see things and people and stuff. And that's one of the joys of running is like you get to exercise and see the world. And you get that sense of connectivity and groundedness. You're like, oh, I'm part of this. Which is, I think, what's super fun.
I'll get there.
And that's why I think, like, when people run on a treadmill, like, I'm always impressed because, like, I think running on a treadmill is so painful because it's like you don't get any of the joy of running, which is that feeling of moving and being out there and seeing things.
Fresh air.
So if you ever run on a treadmill and hated it, don't let that make you think that you wouldn't actually have fun out there running.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you would need music at that point. Right?
Yeah.
How could you run on a treadmill?
No, I know. It'd be a bummer. And also, treadmill running doesn't activate all your muscles the same way.
Really?
because if you think about it, you're putting a lot of times the way people use treadmills is you're putting your foot down and then the motor is dragging you backwards.
Oh yeah, okay.
And so you're using less of the sort of stabilization muscles that actually help propel you forward. And it's good for turnover and working on, like, you know, getting your stride rate up and things like that. But in terms of long distance running, it's, unless you're really good about form, I don't think it's actually as good. I almost think an exercise bike is better than treadmill running.
What if you got a treadmill but didn't turn it on, and so you just were using your own force?
Then you hit
to turn the thing.
Then you're really truly pulling instead of running.
I think that would be good. It's like the opposite of a Flintstones car.
Yeah. So here we are coming up to Victoria Park. Now, obviously, when you run laps on a track for the exact distance, you want to be running on the inside lane.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because the outside lanes are longer than
Yep.
the inside lane.
I was, for some reason, assuming the middle lane, or like lane 3 or 4.
Now, the inside lane is longer distance than that. But a sort of rule of thumb in casual track sharing is that you let the inside lanes be used for people who are running faster, more intense workouts, where those distances are more important. So, like right now, we see a gentleman walking on the inside lane.
Yes.
That's usually considered poor form.
Now, are we going right in? Okay.
Yeah, as opposed to.
I don't know. Are we doing it?
Well, we should wait for. I don't know if Mikey's here yet. So let's.
Also, so we're going to start here, but then 12.5 laps.
Yep.
So, once we start, do you want to meet us? There's like another entrance over there, and that'll be where I finish.
So,
all right, cool.
That, you'll see it at the end, there's sort of like a line there. That's when we'll finish.
Yeah.
We'll start up around here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think while we wait for Mikey, let's get a little warm up in.
Okay.
Mikey will be up.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah. Where are we gonna warm up? Right.
We're doing that.
Oh man.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's showing us up.
All right, let's do a little warm up, bro.
All right.
And there they go. Cheers will be tweeted using the hashtag GoogyRun. They're off to a good start. Let's take a look at that map again. And it looks like whoever guessed counterclockwise had it correctly. Riley will be doing many left-hand turns today. He's doing a full NASCAR. While Hex is getting into position, I will remind you, we have some great incentives on Googy Morning. Principal coloring books, stickers, postcards, all made by Riley. Stickers for $7. Got that coloring book printable, 12 PDFs for $5. Incredible. Let's check back in. All right, everyone. While we're waiting for Riley to make his first lap, let's look at the progress bar. So far, we're at 0% of this 5K. Forrest, would you mind coming on and telling me what you're seeing here?
Absolutely. I mean, you love to see it. It's a beautiful day here in Astoria Park, and you can tell because there's so many folks out here running the Devo 5K, and I just love to see it. I love to see it.
I am inspired myself. I may go for a walk later today. We have yet to see Riley make a lap, but I did see an elderly man with a walker just making their way.
We're seeing folks of all ages. I mean, as you saw, there was that kid with the scooter, really, I think, just disrupting this running game that's happening today. And I love to see it. I love to see it.
I'm quite taken back by the beautiful foliage that I'm seeing in the area. I will remind everyone at home, Hex cannot hear or see anything we're doing.
Oh, I can hear you guys.
Hey, Hex. How does it feel out there today?
Hello. Oh, it's a gorgeous day in New York City. A little sunny. So right now, the crew is currently warming up. See if we can get a close angle on them.
Oh, this is incredible, everyone. Let's take a look at this. Riley has begun the 5K by laying down on the ground. Forrest, are you seeing this?
I am seeing this. Stretching is fundamental to any good run, so I'm proud to see that our competitors are taking good care of themselves and worried about the sustainability of their athletic careers right now.
This is beautiful. Now, Forrest, what do you think the chances are that this is exactly how the 5K will end as well, with all three of them laying horizontally on the ground?
I mean, 5Ks are like poetry. They rhyme, so I think it's entirely possible that this will loop back around and end with all of them lying on the ground holding their knees.
Now, do we have any runners in the viewing audience today? Let's take a look at this stretching warm-up. Look at their form. Is this something that you do as well if you're a runner? Forrest, are you a runner at all?
I'm not, so I'll tell you, I'm taking notes about how I should begin my running career with this great stretching.
Andrew from Philly mentioning that you got to open up those hips.
Given that JD mentioned earlier that leading with your hips can sometimes be bad in running, that does seem like an essential part of a good runner's form.
Broke Physics offering, I might go for a run after this.
That sounds like a great idea, Broke Physics.
If you need anyone to be the commentator for that run, just let me and Forrest know.
Absolutely.
We're knocking this one out of the park.
Look, our disembodied voices will commentate any athletic event that you might be holding.
Ring capacity sharing a controversial comment. I thought it's been shown that stretching doesn't actually do anything.
I mean, that's quite the hot take to bring to this wonderful day of athletic competition. A plunk dunk. One has brought the take that stretching doesn't do much, but stretching before, doesn't do much, but stretching after is huge.
Now, I do about as much running as Yeah, I don't at all, actually. So that I've heard, though. I've heard stretching afterwards actually helps your muscles stay loose after, and help prevent any like tensing up of the muscles. That sounds like a real thing, right, Forrest?
I mean, I can see how, from the theoretical perspective, which is the only relationship I have to running, I can see how that could, in fact, help.
Mm-hmm. Now, Local Unknown has said, I always play leapfrog before an important run, hoping that they will play leapfrog before their run. I would say that probably involves stretching and opening up of the hips. Now, that might have been a joke, but I think that's a serious comment there.
I mean, all the best jokes have a seed of truth within them, and so I think that Local Unknown's leapfrog recommendation, while I don't know if that will be added to today's schedule of athletic events, I think it would make a great prelude to running for anyone at home who's thinking of going for a run later. If you have friends around, maybe do some leapfrog. And also, Andy Blandy has to point out that our competitor today, JD, running expert JD Amato, did do a great kick of that ball that had landed near the fence.
You're not wrong, Andy Blandy. You're not wrong. We're going to take a brief moment here to take a look at some fan art that's just come in. This appears to be our three competitors today. And what are they?
They appear to be potatoes.
They appear to be potatoes. I have just been notified that this is a rendition. It's kind of there's a Devo album cover where Devo is disembodied heads put on to potatoes. This is actually a very apt piece of artwork for the day. This is from CBC 9000. Amazing.
I agree, ring capacity. It's simply amazing.
Mm-hmm. I agree with Lizzie Izzy. Taters.
Taters, yes. Taters.
Taters. All right, shall we get back to the action?
I think so. And you know, our research desk has brought me a Runner's World article about the runner who set the Guinness World Record for distance running while juggling. And that was 5 hours, 21 minutes, 23 seconds, doing 117 laps around a track. 0 balls were dropped. And that's David Rush, who set that record.
Did you say running while juggling?
I did, in fact, running while juggling.
So we're going to end over there at the 12.5.
Yeah.
Let's listen in.
Let's listen.
Thanks. I dedicate this run to my mom, Jean, my fitness inspiration. Thank you. Love you. Okay, I love you all.
And we're going to be running in lane 2, just so we can give the inside lane to people who are doing fast workouts. But I'll have our exact distance on here.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry.
All right.
Okay? All right, Ryan, this is how you do it in a water coaster, too. I mean, this not, you never actually do this, but in a track race for distance race, so the runners will start this line, and then we'd have to go set, and then everyone will jog up this line, and then go.
And I love that this field of athletic achievement today is showcasing so many different kinds of athletics. You have soccer, you have what appears to be Taibo, you have running, of course.
We also have an individual who's just vertical jumping right there in the middle of the grass. Incredible. There you have it, folks. Today's run brought to you by Riley Solar, the Devo 5K, dedicated to Riley's mother. Shout out to Jean Soliner. Mountain Drew offering up beautiful ass park. I agree there. Of course, it appears we have some competition for the commentary.
I mean, I think that young commentator is absolutely the future of our field. Sorry, Alana, I don't want to miss there. That's the future of the field right there, the future of athletic commentary right now, as Broke Physics highlights. Amazing child commentary. Yes, give them an interactive Emmy. I couldn't put it better myself, Broke Physics.
An Emmy, you know what that reminds me of? What's at stake here today? And that's this very Klon reminiscent Devo 2020 5K medal Riley will be in the race for. Now, something I didn't tell Riley is that we have...
Here comes our runner on his first lap.
Oh, here they are.
So, I've had a...
What has JD had? We'll never find out.
Sound off in the comments. What do you think JD has had? A good morning.
Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, enough. Speed, second thoughts, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
A speed boost due to red shorts. Oh, two phones. Yes, of course. JD well known for two phones.
Hey, Forrest, can you highlight Redactly's comment there?
Absolutely.
Sandwich. Now, what a sandwich? Why would this be important right now, you ask? Forrest?
Well, you see, coming up on November 25th, it is, of course, the 10th annual Sandwich Night, which will be a wonderful, wonderful day. You know, life is all about balances, and so we, of course, have the athletic competition that we see today here on Googy Morning, and then on Sandwich Night, we will all get together and eat sandwiches.
I know I look forward to it every year. And I will say some of our guests that we have are people that you'll be very excited to see, people you think wouldn't be there, either you'll be surprised they'll be there, and many of our favorites. That'll be the 25th, starting at 8 p.m. here on PlanetScum.live.
That is a good point, Broke Physics. Sandwich Night is an athletic competition in its own right, but it is not one that we have done this kind of running commentary on, so it slips my mind. Because as far as I'm concerned, without this running commentary, is it athletics at all?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Local Unknown wanted to know if we could give a current score for the 15 balls soccer game, and I'm absolutely happy to. It is currently 150-0.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of players on the blue team on the field.
Yes, blue team cleaning it up.
Really cleaning it. Now let's take a look at the stopwatch.
Here are our competitors.
Second lap, clocking in at 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Now,
Tired Paul. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
We're just going to plant the tire, Paul. We still don't know exactly what JD had. It is, as Lefter Key said earlier, it is a mystery of the 5K.
Now, Hex, can you still hear us?
Yes, Jess, I'm still here at Astoria Park.
All right. Now, how are you hanging in there? Do you have any snacks? Are you hydrating? Can you give us a snack report, please?
I had my regular energetic breakfast of a McDonald's McGriddle, and Riley made me a gigantic cup of coffee, way more than he had this morning, so I feel like I can explode. In fact, I should be up there running with him.
Thanks, Hex.
And during today's athletic competition, I'd like to also talk about another interesting, innovative race that has happened in this wide world of ours. One being the Man versus Horse Marathon. This is from Attendly.com, and people just run and race horses. And it started out in 1980 when a landlord overheard an argument between two patrons in the pub about who would be faster. And there's our competitors once again. This would be lap 3, correct?
That is lap 3, and while I don't know how many laps are in a 5K, I'm going to call that Riley's about 25% through the 5K. Still hanging in there, all 3 of them. You love to see it.
And you know, other sports events will give you one sport, but as mentioned before, this has push-ups. This has running from our great competitors. This has 15-ball soccer, also 1-ball soccer, it looks like. So we are just giving you more sports than any other sports show has ever or will ever give you. Oh, ring capacity is here, saying 12.5 laps is a 5K, as does Andy Blandy.
Oh, so it seems that without even knowing it, I was right.
Well, of course. I mean, you know, sports experts such as ourselves are intuitively connected and in touch with the way sports work, all sports.
I will say, Forrest, it does feel like I have also been training my whole life to sit on this couch and talk about the things I'm seeing on TV.
I mean, I couldn't say it better myself, for I am also sitting on a couch talking about things that I'm seeing on my TV. I agree, Purple Hat 98. This feels like the Olympics. Oh, local unknown is asking if there's a medal for this wonderful 5K.
Funny you should ask. Well, all the participants today in the DEVO 5K will be receiving a DEVO 2020 5K medal, like this one here. I want to say a welcome to Andrew Ted.
For lap 4.
All right, 1 mile in. There.
Oh, they've only gone 1 mile, Forrest. Well,
That siren is not here.
all right, we're about 10 minutes into this 5K. That means that 1 mile was run in just under 10 minutes. That's more than I could ever do. Forrest, how about you?
Oh, absolutely. Far, far faster than I think I could ever do it. But as we're once again overlooking this great field of a variety of athletic competitions, I'd also like to mention the Cooper's Hill Cheese Roll, where just contestants all line up at the top of Cooper's Hill and then roll their way down chasing after a 9-pound double Gloucester cheese round, which is also rolling down that hill.
There's one way to motivate me.
Cheese. If anyone wants to get me to run a marathon, have me chase some cheese.
I'll chase some cheese. Sound off in the comments. Are there any other round snacks or foods you'd chase down a hill?
Oh, absolutely. I would roll down the hill for some runts, too. The Runt Hill Roll. Watermelon from Andy Blandy.
A watermelon is very interesting. I would be too scared of getting in front of it. That could be a dangerous situation.
I would also have that fear with what Dermot's 9 mentioned, which is a giant donut. I am not here to be crushed by a giant donut. And also, looking off into the distance, I see our competitors are rounding the lap once again. Let's listen in.
Nothing but heavy breathing this time.
I'd say that's relatable. All right. Someone else would run down a hill for a sideways pizza. And I would say the thing I'm most willing to run down a hill for, any sort of bread. Just any
bread? Yes.
Any sort of bread.
And now, as we once again survey this field, I'm going to bring up the Krispy Kreme Marathon, where in North Carolina, the 5-mile charity run involves running 2.5 miles and then downing 12 honey glazed donuts packed with just 2,400 calories. And then after eating all those great, delicious donuts, they run 2.5 miles back to where they came from in order to try to win that challenge.
Now, I without knowing it, have participated in that run. I've only ever done the middle part where you eat all the donuts.
Absolutely. I mean, I've done the couch to fridge edition where I get up off my couch, walk to the fridge, eat the donuts, and then walk my way back. But never the run. Oh, it looks like there is now an orange team playing in that soccer game. Maybe they'll be able to catch up from that 150-point deficit that we mentioned earlier. And then, yes, there is also a lone white uniform, which I can only assume is their best player competing against both of the other teams.
I have to say, I am impressed at the orange-shirted man who runs by very quickly. That's
that orange-suited man.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Oh, and our competitors have...
Let's go, Riley! Come on, Riley!
I couldn't have put it better myself. Let's go, Riley. Come on, Riley.
And I think very quietly, with very heavy breath, Riley responded, "Oh my God."
I mean, I think we all would love to praise athletic competition right now, just as Riley did.
Remember to tweet your support using the hashtag GoogyRun. And would like to go back to one comment. It says, who's keeping donuts in the fridge? Just to say, sometimes you buy too many donuts and need to keep them in the fridge so you can eat them later. All right, we're being told we have some more fan art. Take a look at what we have here. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this.
No, I think that says it all.
Go forward. Move ahead. Hashtag Googie Run.
Thank you for that support, CBC 9000. Now, as we're here again, I'd like to once again mention another interesting race that has happened in this wide world of ours. There's the Loch Ness Underwater Marathon, where marathon runner Lloyd Scott ran an underwater marathon in the cold and murky waters of Loch Ness Lake while wearing an old diving suit. And it took him 12 days to accomplish that run, but he did it because there's nothing that a determined athlete cannot do. Oh no, the soccer game has crossed over onto the track, but our competitors are undeterred and they are still making their way towards...
There's a Googie Run. There's a Googie Run.
Looks like JD and Mikey are still motivated, looking perky, ready to go. Riley's fallen back a little bit, but I think with some more fan art, some more cheering, he's going to make it.
I believe in Riley. I believe he'll make it all the way through this Googie Run that we are proud to bring you to this morning on Planet Scum. And as Riley is completing this Devo 5K, I'd like to bring to you some of the obscure Guinness Book of World Records running-related records. Like the fastest marathon by father and son is happened in 2015, and it looks like it's a 5 minute 2 seconds? 5 hours and 2 seconds? Our research desk is double-checking this data for me.
Yeah, 5 minutes for what distance is this? A 5K?
5 hours.
It's 5 hours. I can confirm it is a 5 hour. They don't act. It's a marathon, so it's a 5 hours, 2 minutes and 12-second run by Graham Greene and his son Ben Greene at the 2015 Virgin London Marathon in London, the United Kingdom. And of course, a run that's deeply relevant to what we've seen today is the fastest backwards 1 kilometer run was 3 minutes and 22 seconds by Aaron Yoder of the United States. And the fastest marathon run with an egg and spoon was in the United Kingdom, which was 3 hours, 47 minutes, and 0 seconds. By Dale Lyons.
I do think that backwards run record holder has to watch out for our hex.
And here they come. All our competitors still burning with that athletic fire as they approach Hex. I'd like to thank JD for putting into words what I think is in all our hearts right now, which is let's go, Riley. Let's go. And of course, the boxers on our field of achievement are all still going strong as they shadow box in this bright, sunny day. Broke Physics thinks Hex has the chief athletic achievement today with that, which I can see that point. Oh, Tired Paul brings up, I was just saying, is the oldest marathon runner at 102 in the London Marathon. Another important record that I think must be brought up is the longest scarf which was knitted while running a marathon was 3.7 meters and was knitted by David Babcock of the United States at the Kansas City Marathon on October 19th, 2013. He was trying to find time to practice both his hobbies, which are running and knitting, So he thought, why not just do both at the same time?
A dangerous idea if you've ever accidentally gotten a knitting needle stuck anywhere you don't want it.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Jess. Couldn't have said it better myself. Oh, and Andrew Towns brings up that Budhai Singh is the youngest marathon runner at the youthful age of 5. I know at 5 I wasn't running any marathons. I was too busy playing my video games.
Let's do a quick check-in with Hex. How you doing? How you holding up over there?
Hey Jess, we're here watching the runners round the track for another lap. I'm starting to lose feeling in my fingers. It's a little chilly out here. Might need to have another coffee soon.
Truly an MVP.
Thank you for those insights that you can only get by being there in the field, Hex.
All right. Now, what lap was that, Forrest?
You know, laps are an artificial construct. Does anyone in the chat know what lap that was? Six or seven, maybe.
7. That sounds great. I think we can move this progress bar up
I
to
think so.
75%.
8?
Yeah.
Either way, I think we all agree Riley is closing in on his goal. Numbers are rolling in the chat right now. Big controversy over just how many laps that was. Was it 8? Was it 420? Was it 69? Was it $2.69? Don't know how laps became money, but apparently they have. I don't think we'll ever know the answer to that, but I think we're going to operate on the assumption that it is closer to the 7 or 8 range.
I will say money is another one of the motivators to get me to run. Food and money.
Absolutely. I would run for money and for food.
I will say, Forrest, it would take a lot less food than money to motivate me. It would need a lot of money to get me out there.
If there's any patrons out there who are really wanting to create an athletic achievement, I think food is by far the most cost-effective way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd also like to bring up, speaking of food, that the fastest marathon run while dressed as a vegetable is 2 hours, 45 minutes, and 8 seconds, and was achieved by Andrew Lawrence of the United Kingdom at the Virgin Money London Marathon in London, United Kingdom. On April 23rd, 2017, Andrew was dressed as a carrot.
What numbers?
What's that?
7, 8?
So, well, me too, so a little more than half a mile.
Sam from Australia offering, if we lost track, do they need to restart?
I'm going to say no.
I don't think I could do that to my friend Riley.
Let's once again watch our competitors run around the track and enjoy the diversity of athletic achievement that is on display here today. I see.
Oh, Forrest, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I see that the man in the red chair is still going for the record of longest sit in the midst of a Googy run, and I hope that they get that record.
I mean, I'd love to see Red Chair Man make it this year. If you're also enjoying sitting and watching this Googy run, I'd like to remind you that we have some incentives that you can receive for supporting the show. $5 printable Space Noodle coloring book PDFs. We have Klon stickers, Vacation Jason stickers, $7 for both. A handmade postcard for $20 and $1,500 gets you an Irishman watch-along. Remember to email your receipt with your address to googymorning@gmail.com.
Yes, Andrew Tabbs. We mentioned the scarf marathon record a little earlier in the broadcast, but I'll reiterate that just because I think it's such an amazing achievement. The longest scarf knitted while running a marathon is 3.7 meters by David Babcock of the United States. And here come our competitors. Let's listen in on what words of advice JD has for Riley as they round the track.
Lap and a half. Once you go back here, that's just a half to go.
So it looks like they're wrapping up soon.
Almost.
Lap and a half to go.
Here we are, nearing the end of the race. Forrest, now it feels to me that the final laps are taking a shorter amount of time. Are you also feeling that?
I would agree, and I think they're getting into the groove right now and are really becoming one with the track, one with the run, and that can lead to an increased speed.
Mm-hmm.
I saw earlier someone was wanting an updated score for the blue team versus Golden Pizza. And as you saw earlier, most of the blue team seems to have left the field entirely. So unsurprisingly, the Golden Pizza in their orange jerseys are having quite the comeback. They've gotten up to 75 to 100 to the blue team's 150. I think Golden Pizza still has time to take this back.
I mean, if you're a Googy Morning fan, this episode today is just got to have you grinning from ear to ear.
I mean, I can't speak for the audience, but I am certainly grinning from ear to ear right now.
Let's take a look again at that map. Now, Riley has done between 600 and 700 laps on this track. Running in a counterclockwise position.
And while we're looking at the park, I just want to note another marathon that I think maybe that the park could take inspiration from. It's the Marathon du Médoc in France, where at the runner stations throughout the race, instead of being given water or Gatorade, they are given red or white wine. And they're also wearing great costumes.
We got half a lap to go. We're picking it up.
There we go. And the chase cam.
And the Hex is following our competitors. So if you've ever wanted to run a marathon, this is your chance to see what it's like.
Go.
And there we have it. Riley's goal of 35 minutes was destroyed by coming in just under 30 minutes for the 5K.
3.2 miles in 29:36.
Yeah.
It's a 9:15 pace.
Wow. That's a new record for me. Woo. Okay. Huh. Oh, man.
29:36. You made it under that 30-minute mark.
Why not? Why?
Oh, your wife is
What is here?
What a coincidence.
Hi. Yeah,
That's so fast.
I did it.
Wow.
Wow.
The trophy ceremony.
I saw you sprinting, and I was like, why are they sprinting in the middle of the Yay!
Da, 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 da.
All right, so according to Mikey, we didn't run yet. But I think I ran. I think I did okay.
3.2 miles in 29:36.
Wow.
9:15 pace.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat my last goal, which feels good. Oh, what do I say? Thank you to Devo. Thank you to everyone watching. Thank you to PlanetScum, especially Hex who came all the way down here.
Give it up for Hex.
Yeah. Oh boy. Thank you for Mikey Erg for making it out on short notice. Thank you for JD offering to pace me and push me. I don't think I would have broken my record otherwise. Oh my gosh. What else is there to do?
Hydrate.
Okay.
Hydrate. Get a good meal.
Yeah.
New PR is a big deal.
Personal record. Oh my gosh. I need to stretch and sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. I don't know what else to like. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next week. And yeah, you go for a run. Now you do it. If I can do it, you can definitely do it. All right. I'm tired. Yeah. It's real.